Hey, my friends, I'm Barb Brimhall, the BCB Stamper, and welcome back to another Step It Up Stamping, where we take one stamp set, turn it into 3 cards of all different levels from beginner to advanced. Today, I have a really fun stamp set for you. It is from the Stampin' Up! 2025-2026 annual catalog, and it is a $1 Million Achiever stamp set by Karen Barber. I think it's just adorable. I always invest in all of the $1 Million sets because so much heart and soul goes into creating these stamp sets. So today we're using the Just Me and You. It's got all these adorable little images and some really fun sentiments. And so I always love to think of this set as one I'll use for either kids that I want to send a card to or the young at heart, which I send a lot of cards to. So let's get started making this card. I'm going to start out with our, what I like to call our Busy Bee card. This is a beginner card or a card when you need something in a hurry. And I can see myself sending a ton of these cards and then waiting to see what I need it for and putting the sentiment inside. That's why I designed it this way. So we've got soft seafoam card base. I love this color. It's perfect all year round, but I especially love it in the spring and summer. I'm using beautiful bokeh paper, and I want to make sure you could see the bokeh dots. Not real easy. No, maybe down here. But this is such a beautiful paper in person. It's actually why I chose the soft seafoam, because it coordinates beautifully with the colors in this paper. I also stamped the image in black and pulled my blend colors. This was colored with blends from the paper. In the instructions, I tell you exactly what blends I used. So if you're interested in that, you can get the instructions. But basically, I used a lot of bright and pastel-y blends, whatever kind of I felt like, to be honest with you. I use peach pie, I use balmy blue, all of those coming from this paper. Okay. Now, I do want to point out one thing. Instead of using white for the cardstock, I used Very Vanilla, and it really made a difference. I forget to use Very Vanilla, and I had some sitting on my desk. And what it did is it just, I don't want to say toned down because this is a very soft look, but it really muted the entire card. And I just love how it turned out by using vanilla. So I also added some Very Vanilla Baker's Twine from our Essentials Baker's Twine pack. I love how this turned out. I think anybody would love this card. Now let's bring in our worker bee card for when you want to do just a little bit more work. And this I love. Again, I have to hold it up because this time I have 2 strips of the beautiful bokeh paper, but I embossed it with the beautiful Butterflies hybrid embossing folder. Now, what I mean by hybrid is this folder, it's a set and it comes with coordinating dies. There's a huge butterfly in there and the dies cut the butterflies out. But in this case, I was just mimicking the butterflies in the image. And so I thought, oh, that would be cute in the background. And I think it worked out really well. Again, colored with blends. You could also use watercolor pencils. I mean, there are a lot of different ways you could color in this image. And then I want to point out the sentiment here. Let me go back to let's see if I can make it large. You're not going to be able to see it, but it's actually the sentiment right here. And it says, T for 2, just me and you. Okay. And interestingly enough, I didn't want the T for 2 because they're outside looking at butterflies, right? So what I did is how can I explain this? I have it outlined in the instructions really well. But basically what I did is I took the stamps, I put Scotch tape over the T for you because I didn't want to ink that. And then I inked up the whole stamp. This next step is very important. Pulled off the Scotch tape. And then all that was inked was just the you and me. And that was what I stamped on this sentiment strip. So very easy to do. Also, if you have a black marker, you could actually use a Stampin' Write black marker and just ink up this part. But if you don't have a black marker, that just makes it an easy way to only ink up what you want to ink up. So this is our worker bee, more for confident card makers or those that have a lot of crafting experience. Not hard at all. And then for our last card, it's a fun fold in a way. Again, I've got the beautiful Butterflies hybrid 3D embossing folder. Then I brought in, just for interest, the nested essentials dies for these two rectangles. And then for the sentiment strip down here, I brought in the more messages because I love the oval look against these. And what I did, as you can see on the back, this is a soft seafoam 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece. And then on the front, I just did an entire embossed piece of the beautiful bokeh designer paper. And then vanilla, let me do it this way so you can see it. This is just, I believe it's 3, but don't quote me on that, 3 inches by 11 scored at 5 1/2. So just a really easy, fun fold. And then colored in. The only difference on my coloring, I'm going to show you these two, is on this one, on the Queen Bee card, I brought in bubble bath for the flowers. So on this one, I used peach pie, but on this one, I used bubble bath just to bring in a little bit more color. So you can see how I colored that in. I just think this is so cute. When I was a little girl living in Rhode Island, we were in the Navy, so I moved a lot. My dad was at the War College, and we didn't have butterflies, but I remember my sister and I sitting out in a field with tons of dragonflies. So when I saw this, I kind of, in my mind, am pretending that these are dragonflies instead of butterflies, but I just think it's so cute. And obviously, this folder just really coordinates well with this stamp set, don't you think? And then I want to point these out here. These are actually the green hexagon gems. They don't look it, but they do have green. I don't know if you can see it, but they match the soft seafoam really well. And again, the very vanilla baker's twine. So let me just open this up again so you could see it. Such a pretty card. The beautiful bokeh really makes it. And I think really evokes a fun spring or summer day where you're outside playing with your baby sister and just really enjoying nature. I just love this card. Okay, so let me put them all out. We have beginner card, middle worker bee card. Oh, nope, that's the queen bee card. I'm sorry. The middle worker bee card. And very easy to do. It's the 3D embossing that I think really makes the difference on this card. And then our queen bee card, which I don't want to say is over the top, but it really has a lot of visual impact when you see it in person. Okay, my friends, let me know in the comments below. I would love to know which one is your favorite and which one you'd be more likely to make. I'll be back next week with another Step It Up stamping. Have a great week, my friends. Talk to you later. Bye.